Albie, say hi. He's literally like, bitch, shut the fuck up, I'm trying to sleep. Don't want to be in one of your stupid vids. Yeah, I know that's what you're saying. Yeah, I know that's what you're saying. And welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing a mental health Q&A. So I'm going to be answering your questions I asked on my Instagram and on my Twitter, and I did try and film this earlier, I'm not gonna lie, but I couldn't speak. I literally couldn't speak, so I'm going to insert some of the footage from earlier and show you how much my meds are fucking with me right now. I was one of those people. And I was one of those people too. If you want a video about that, give this And don't worry, I was one of those people too. And don't worry, I was one of them. I can't speak. So yeah, if you want to be in one of these videos, then be sure to head over to my Instagram mostly. I did ask on Twitter this time though, which is new. Don't normally ask on Twitter. Normally on Twitter, all I talk about is how shit my mental health is and how much I'm like, can't cope with life. But on my Instagram, it's really nice because I put up photos of my dog, put up photos of the sky and of my friends. So yeah, bit of a difference. I have a lot of questions to get through. Some are very similar, so I will like bundle it together and answer it as well as I can, and yeah, you get the picture, you know what I mean. So let's just get into it. So a lot of the questions were actually about me, and this video isn't like gonna be just about my mental health at all. If you want to see that, I've done another video about it, so I'll link that somewhere. So a lot of them are, how are you and what is your diagnosis? So if you're new here, then hey, my name's Marie, I'm 20, I'm from the UK. I've struggled with my mental health for a long time, probably 4 years, like quite intensely. What is my diagnosis? So my diagnosis, if you were to ask my doctor right now, is anxiety, depression and borderline personality disorder. The depression bit is a bit like because I think that just comes with the BPD potentially, but I don't even know if I have BPD. Literally in the case of like, I've not even got my light on. There we go, sorry, I didn't have my light on. I'm a bad YouTuber again. Yeah, I'm literally in the process of like trying to find the right diagnosis for me, so we shall see what they say. Who knows? And how am I doing? I am just plodding along every day, taking every day as it comes, and yeah, that's what I'm doing, just plodding along. So a girl said, what happens when you have a self-harm urge, and how do you tell someone and what do they do? So it's very hard to actually tell someone when you have a self-harm urge, because the urge is, self-harm is such a like internal thing. It's not supposed to be projected outwards. That I think that's the root of it, is that you don't want anyone else to feel the pain, so you feel it yourself. So telling someone is so difficult, but if you tell someone that you have an urge, that is like gold star, like that is incredible, because that just shows how strong you are and how much you're like trying to fight against your own illness. I personally, if I tell someone that I've got the urge to self-harm, it would probably be one of my parents, and they would just sit with me. I think that's what you need sometimes, is you just need some comfort. You need to, basically, with your emotions, you get to a point, with your emotions and your urges, you get to like different levels, and say if you get to like from 0 to 10, and the 10 is the urge. You need to just take it down to maybe like an 8, where you can rationalize yourself and understand like, no, okay, I don't need to self-harm, I can see a different way. Because when you're at 10, you're literally like red zone, blindfolded, like you can't see any, like it's just like the urge. That's what you're gonna do. So I think sitting down and being comforted or comforting someone else is so important, and just trying to de-escalate. A lot of them are about how do you get through your hardest days, and getting through hard days and depressed days are so difficult, especially if you have things to do, like if you have work, or if you have, I don't know, kids or school or whatever. It can be so difficult. What I tend to do is literally, I kind of wallow in my own sadness. I kind of let myself be sad, because sometimes we are told to like shove this like emotion to the side, like you're not allowed to be depressed, or you're not allowed to do this or whatever. But in reality, like if you actually feel that emotion, then it's important to feel it, because once you feel it, you can understand why you're having it. Sometimes there is no reason, but other times there can be a reason, and it's important to like find the happy medium of that. One thing I always do when I think that I'm gonna have like a depressed or sad day is I get up, I have my breakfast, I have a shower, and then I decide whether that's all I can do for today. But that's the 3 things that I personally do. I have to force myself to get out of bed, make myself breakfast and get in the shower, because sometimes after that I'm like, oh, I actually feel a lot better just for having a shower, and other times I'm like, that did not solve it, like I'm just gonna get into bed. But at least you're getting into bed and like you're clean and you've washed, and that's so important with self-care, like just the basics. If you get that done in the first like hour of the day, then you can do whatever the fuck you want for the rest of the day basically. So I just tend to sit in bed and watch YouTube, eat the food that I want to eat, stay in my pajamas, and to be honest I don't really talk to anyone, and that should change. Mental note, future Marie, trying to speak to people when you're depressed, but it can be so hard. And also I'm not kind of trying to dismiss the fact that having a shower and getting up is even easy, but that's personally what I do, because there are days where I literally, maybe I don't have the shower, but I get up and I have breakfast. You've got to have some kind of steps, because otherwise you will literally just fall into a dark hole of depression where you don't leave your room, your blinds never go up, you're in your bed, you're in like 7-day-old pajamas, and that's not going to make you feel good regardless of how you actually feel. Like if you put a happy person in that situation, they would probably feel sad too. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I do. Some people have said how to cope with binge eating, and I actually did a video all about binge eating probably about a year ago now. Yeah, probably about a year ago, because I also used to struggle with binge eating so badly, and I gained a lot of weight from it, and it was because of like comfort eating or whatever. So I will link that video as well down below, because I think the tips in there actually did stop me from binge eating, and I think the tips I gave were actually really good, so I'm gonna leave that video down below for you. So, oh, someone said, do you feel like you have to be okay and feel guilty when you're not? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. I find that so difficult, because I am this person online who talks very openly about mental health, but at the same time I don't want to be that person that is like depressed online, you know. Like I vow to myself that when I am not very well, I do not upload videos about mental health. Like I just don't do it, because it's not helpful for me and it's not helpful for you. So that's my rule, I just don't do it. But I do feel very guilty because I'm like, it's always, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. Like, some days, there are days where I can't film a video because I can't get dressed. There are other days where I'm like, I can't even look at myself in a camera because that's just gonna make me vom. And it's so frustrating because I want YouTube to be my number one. Like, at the moment, I really want YouTube to be my number one, but I know that that's not realistic. So it's so difficult, and I see other people, like, for example, Maddie Bruce, who has BPD as well, and her full-time job is like Instagram and YouTube, and I just think she's so inspirational and I admire her so much because I can't even imagine how difficult it is to, you know, work from home with this kind of illness because it's so debilitating at times. So yeah, I do feel guilty sometimes, but then I get happy again and I'm able to film, and that's okay. Oh, someone said, how did you tell your boyfriend about your mental health? So me and my boyfriend are thinking about doing a video. Well, I've thought about the video and I've planned out the video. It's just whether he wants to be on camera. Basically, I think what wants to happen is that I'm in the forefront and he's in the background talking too, but he's not like fully on camera. But how did I tell him? I think I was like 16, very drunk, walking home from a party that I shouldn't have been doing, you know, just being the intoxicated self I am, ringing him at 2 AM and spilling everything out. I think that's how I told him. I don't know whether he knew before that, so will be interesting to ask. I will ask him because I don't know the answer either. Someone asked me, how does mindfulness help you? Now, mindfulness is one of them really taboo subjects where people are just like, as soon as they hear the word mindfulness, they're like, fuck off, no, don't speak to me about that bullshit. Mindfulness, go away. Do you know what I mean? I was one of them people. I was literally like, don't talk to me about mindfulness because I'm not gonna do it. And then I discovered that it actually helps me. Oh. So I pay for an app called Headspace. It's like a subscription, but you can also have a free version of it. And mindfulness just helps me how do I even describe it? Like, it just helps me regenerate a bit. Sometimes I've had like a hectic day and I'll do a 10-minute mindfulness session and I'll just feel like I can process things a lot better and understand why things are going a certain way a lot better. And I think that's how mindfulness helps me. It just helps me, it gives me clarity. That's what it does. It gives me mental clarity. So if you are one of them people who shove mindfulness away like I did, like I literally was supposed to be on a mindfulness course for 6 weeks. I had everything like planned out, like people had planned it out for me, and I went for one session and then never turned up to the rest because I was like, no, this is bullshit. But it's not true because it could help you. So I would say give it a go. It's one of them things that it's not going to happen straight away. You will have to practice on it because at first you can't, it's very difficult to do. So I would recommend Headspace so much because they do like basic things, and it just gives you it just helps you like integrate into it. It's really good. I like mindfulness. Come at me, bro. A lot of people are asking, how did I tell my parents and what were their reactions? Now, I would really, really like to do a video again with my parents because that would be very interesting. I would like to maybe have a conversation with them and them not be on camera because I don't think they would feel comfortable being on camera, and I feel like their answers would be very difficult. But if I could get them to like speak about it then that would be really helpful, I think. So I'm gonna like look into that, but I've spoke a lot in my old videos about how I told my parents about self-harm. Basically, I just, after 18 months of hiding it, I went into my mum's room and showed her, pulled up my sleeves, and that was it really. So yeah, I will try and, I'm gonna like brainstorm a few things to try and figure out, because I think, imagine having like a parent here would be so interesting to see their point of view of it. How to cope when you're when you feel like you're drowning / sinking in a sea of negative thoughts and feelings. Oh, I feel you. And this goes with like the bad days. It's very difficult to get yourself out of negative thoughts, because you as a person can actually become addicted to negative thoughts. I remember one of my therapists told me that, and I was just kind of gobsmacked, because I was like, am I addicted to negative thoughts? And I realised I was, because it would be simple things like someone would say, oh, your makeup looks nice, and straight away I'd be like, oh no, I did it in like 10 minutes, it looks like I did it in the dark. And like little things like that, and you have to start noticing them. What you have to do is, basically, I did a lot of research about the law of attraction, and if you'd like a video about the law of attraction from me, give this video a like, because I believe in the law of attraction so much. And I think recognizing that if you are addicted to the negative thoughts, like if you actually like, you can't not feel negative, feeling positive feels alien to you, you have to start noticing that. And if that happens, then you need to tell someone. Like, it's really hard to work through by yourself doing that. But I also say, like, if you get like self-affirmations, they're really, really good. Like, if you literally just look in the mirror and say like, I'm a boss ass bitch, look at me, I am. And straight away inside you're like, oh, maybe I am. Like, it's so weird, but I think self-affirmations are really, really good. But if you're drowning in it, you just need to communicate. Please, please tell someone, like tell a teacher, tell a parent, tell a therapist, tell your GP. Like, if you go to the GP, they don't have to tell your parents that you went. You can tell anyone that you're just struggling, and I tell you what, you're not going to be a burden on them at all, ever. You're not, okay? Just because you're struggling, it doesn't mean that you're going to be a burden on someone, so please communicate with other people. A lot of people have asked me about disassociation, derealization and depersonalization. Now, I want to do a video about these things, however, I am massively struggling with dissociation, and at the moment it's depersonalization. So it's a bit like, I feel like I can't make a video about it yet because I don't know how to conquer it as of yet. But when I do conquer it, which I will do a video on it, okay? I could do a video like just explaining it, but if you want rather a more personal one, then, you know, wait it out and I'll try and do one once I've conquered it, which might take a while, but it is something that I'm like massively, like even today I couldn't talk properly because I didn't feel like I was myself. Like, it's so weird, but it happens. And yeah, the only thing that I can say is that you need to learn grounding techniques. Like, for me personally, if I'm in public and I feel really depersonalized or really dissociative, I go to like a toilet and I literally get the hand dryer and like hold the hand dryer, like, you know, all the hot air in my hands. Like, for me, like, touch is very, very grounding, whether it's cold or warm. So if I'm at home, I'll take a shower or a bath and I'll really try and like notice that I am feeling the warmth of the water. It's not someone else, like, it's me. Sorry, my battery died. What was I saying? Can't remember the name of it. Oh well. How do you handle that feeling that your mental health is holding you back? Basically, everyone's on their own line, okay? This is how I think about it. Everyone is on their own line, okay? Their line of life. And if you think about it in long terms, we are gonna live to we're, let's say 80. We're gonna live to we're 80. I'm currently 20, so I'm a quarter of the way there, which to me sounds like a lot. But in reality, that means that I've got another 60 years to live and to do all the things that I want to do. And that can happen. I'm currently at the stage where I have no A-levels. My sister is doing better than me. I am off work. I am struggling. But I can also do all of these things that I want to do. So I want to go to university. So that means that I will do my A-levels at some point, but sometimes people will have different points and are at different stages at different times, and that's okay. That's normal. You don't have to be at the same peg as everyone else. And I know it's so difficult to think about, but you've just got to think, I'm gonna do me, you know, I'm gonna get there one day, but at the moment I've got to sort this stuff out before. And also remember that these people that are doing really well, they don't suffer with a chronic illness, okay? Well, they might do, but majority of them don't suffer with the chronic illness. So we'll say 1 in 4. So 3/4 of them have a brain that is okay and isn't struggling to cope with chemical imbalances, okay? So just remember that. Also, you've got to remember that you learn lessons of life. I think that is what me and Pip always say, is like, we went to the University of Life, because we have learned so much about other people and how to connect with people and what life is really about and how important some things are and how important other things are not. It's important to remember that, like, just because you're not at the same peg as them, you will be one day. One day you'll do exactly the same as them, and it'll be great, and we'll all be friends, and you know, it will be fine. But at the moment, it's okay to not be where they are. That's what I do anyway. And the final question I'm gonna answer that I've been bombarded with is how to hide self-harm. Now, this is kind of a topic which is very risky for me to kind of talk about, because I don't want to come across as saying that you are able to hide self-harm because that enables you to self-harm more. No way. But I do understand, and I have been in situations where I either don't want to show my self-harm or can't show my self-harm because it's inappropriate, you know, like in front of children or whatever. I can do a video about how to hide your self-harm and the real way, like with makeup, etc. But I want to know what your guys' opinions are on that, because that might be a very risky video for me to do. And I trust you guys and I trust what you say, so if you really want that video, give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments that you'd like to see a video about how to hide it, because I do have some tips and I have looked for videos myself, and yeah, let me know. So on that note, I'm gonna end this video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more of me, then subscribe. I don't know why you would, but subscribe. Hit the bell if you want to be notified when I upload a video, because we are going to try and get Mental Health Mondays back on track. Yes? 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 Do you hear me? Please say yes back. Yes. You said yes. We are going to try anyway. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a like, let me know. If you hated it, let me know. But I'm gonna love you and leave you, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye!